It's a bit strange, isn't it? I was convinced we'd been together for a long time. But I can't believe we've only just met.
I mean, it's still been like basically 7 months.
The beginning of my journey may have been a false memory. But my journey with you and the memories we've made, those are all real. Well, guess I'm repeating myself. But I'm glad we're working together.
Likewise, I'm glad to be your ally.
Yep. Though, I guess our toughest challenge is next.
The mystical fairy, Gallica. She who still keeps the virtues of the Mage. Your tempered bond has become a fire-forged trust. Thus, a new pinnacle of heroism awakens within thee. By the grace of her newfound powers, work together to give truth to our hopes and fulfill thy destiny.
We've got the path to tomorrow in front of us, and I'm gonna lead the way.
2 new archetypes from this one. So let's cover them both.
Elemental Master!
Elemental Master is the pinnacle of the Mage archetype in theory. In practice, the most notable thing about it is its final 2 passives. Magic Link to halve the MP cost of Synthesis, always useful as Synthesis is usually your strongest form of damage, and Magic Boost to boost magic damage by 15%. It also resists Fire, Ice, Elec, and Wind all in one archetype. But its elemental skills, while they seem like the highest tier of this kind of damage, in practice, Soul Hacker, General, Masked Dancer, and Summoner all outclass it in magical damage at this point. If you could unlock this archetype much earlier, it would likely be a lot more useful, but with it being plot-locked until the start of the final deadline, it's hard not to be let down. I guess the one bright side is you're guaranteed to have this even if you've been neglecting bonds. For Synthesis, we have area versions of the 3rd tier skills, Makara Break, which is pretty nice. We also get both Meteor and Skyfall Bolt, whereas the ultimate Ice Synthesis, you may ask, that's somewhere else. And also Precipice of the Abyss. It's a 3-person attack, but it is 500 power or mighty damage to all enemies. Which makes it guaranteed at least. Sadly, I find Elemental Master a lot less remarkable than it really should be. Its main notable trait is being needed for Hulkenberg's ultimate.
Warlock!
The Warlock archetype is an interesting one, trading Elemental Master's, well, elemental resistances for light and dark, having a bit less magic but not having a strength penalty, and only learning dark damaging skills. However, it's its other abilities that are very notable. Having access to Makara Break without Synthesis is nice, though granted the commander line has that via Heartbreak stratagem. Magic Reversion has you recover MP when defeating enemies, and Magic Vessel boosts your MP by 30%. But of course, the thing you're really looking for is Hyper, the magical equivalent of Charge. Just like Charge, the translation is wrong and says that it only works once per battle, but it actually just applies to your next attack and then you can use it again. Now, with Hyper, this would surely be the most sought after class for magic users. But there's a problem. You need to get 10 ranks in Assassin, which also requires 20 ranks in Thief. And not a lot of dedicated magic characters want to go that route. You'll likely need to shove a lot of archetype experience items into people like Juna or Yufa to get the most use out of this. And in Juna's case, you get Hyper via the Warlock mask on Masked Dancer anyway. Speaking of other ways to get Hyper, you can also get it via an Igniter unlocked at higher ranks of Brigida's Bond. And through the enchanted Portage food, so there are a lot of things trying to put Warlocks out of a job. But its synthesis skills are fairly interesting, especially Lost Wall, which gives the enemy a temporary weakness to almost every element. Other than that, you have Marmunodyne and some stronger dark skills that are mostly notable for their very cool names. Overall, you're going to be mostly using Warlock for Hyper and Makara Break. But you'll have to decide for yourself whether that's worth the effort of all those Thief levels.
When things get tough, remember this magic. The music meant for you will play in your head.
Ah yes, the power of summoning Shoji Meguro music has given us the courage to proceed forward.
By the way, the chiefess told me something about your novel. Apparently your parents gave you that book when you were still just a kid. I wonder what your parents wanted you to get from reading it. What they hoped for you, I guess. I suppose you'll have to find out for yourself.
So that means that Moore would have had to have written it before then, because we know Moore was its author. Well, kind of, but also a very, very romanticized version of the old world with none of its problems.
The part we're reading today is the last chapter. It's about the ruler of this ideal world. Let's read it together.
Well, that's certainly fitting.
The last chapter is about the ruler of a utopia. The one who governs this utopia must have an unwavering will. To maintain justice in this world, there are innumerable obstacles to overcome, yet, as long as one lives by their ideals, those who support them are sure to follow. A utopia is not the creation of a single mind or a single power. It is a world shaped by all its people. The last part sounds a little more metaphorical. There's a little more. However, even a utopia may one day fray at the edges, and its people may come to conflict over the question of what is right. What is a true utopia? What is a true ruler? None have yet found the answers to these questions. So even the author of this book struggled with these questions. And if you become king, you'll have plenty of tough questions and struggles to face yourself. Lady Cruiday mentioned the king was a real idealist when he first arrived at the village, that little by little, the pains of reality crushed his hope. And he even lost his son. In the end, his will was broken. He didn't lift a finger to stop the church's rise to power. With that in mind, I can honestly see why people would be drawn to Luis. His values are radical and cruel, but he's devoted to them. Unshakable, even.
Sometimes I do feel like these kind of people make the worst rulers, though, because they're not open to change or any kind of questioning of their own beliefs.
But we can't lose either. For the sake of everyone who has believed in us along the way.
Right.
You've got the power to change the world. And the one who gave it to you was, well, yourself.
That scene at the start where the prince is talking to Will as like his friend and like, you're the reason why I keep going and stuff, all those lines take on such a new meaning if you rewatch that scene. I recommend you do that.
And that's what I'm going to help you with. That's my mission. My real mission. And I'm going to see it through.
I saw what happened. So, you found a way to unequivocally shape your destiny.
Also, hi there, Plateau. Hi, Cat.
As far as I know, there is no record of your newly acquired archetype ever being used, even in ancient times. An archetype whose existence was only theoretical, known to some scholars as the magic of true sovereignty. Indeed, a power of legend. I once said that to be Elder was your inescapable fate. However, Seems the truth was more complex than that. Magic is a process by which we confront fate and tame anxiety. And archetypes are its essence. They are manifestations of a resolve capable of heroic virtue. So then, what do you think is the foremost, most inescapable fate a person must bear?
You actually asking me that? That's a pretty big question.
The foremost fate. I'm not really sure, but for me to be me, and for you to be you, or something like that.
I wonder if in Japanese that's similar to the wording of thou art I am thou.
最大の定め？なんだろう。私が私で、あんたがあんたみたいな。
Indeed, it is birth that is inescapable. You cannot choose who you are born to, and once your familial place is determined, that fate cannot be changed. Yet by some strange tangle of destiny, you were given a choice that the very act of existence denies most people. By your own will, you were born again as a prince. Do you understand? You stand on the threshold of truly becoming a ruler.
You know, okay, right. I just forgot about this. This is the thing that the point I wanted to make earlier when I was talking about why I think this plot twist is fine. So, Will is the most ideal person to become king, in spite of being the prince, not because of it. That's how I sum it up.
Not as an unearned title of bloodline's chance, nor as a mere authority over people. You have taken control of your life. You are ready to rule your very self. That is what it truly means to be a hero. And it is the crux of the power that is awakened within you. What glorious coincidence indeed, that I, as a scholar of archetypes, might cross paths with and witness such a remarkably fated boy. It almost bespeaks.
Indeed, 'tis his hands that bear our fate.
I remember. I know that I know this voice. Had I forgotten it all this time? Yes. I swear I've heard it before. And I let it slip from my mind. Who are you? You with this voice that moves hearts. Speak. Who are you? Why have you awakened this boy to his power?
If it is answers you seek, then go and claim them.
Are you? Could you be?
As for you, I bid thee awaken. Move onward to thy final ordeal. Take thy place at the final proving of the ascension of kings.
Yeah, he does seem to know that voice. They also seem to be quickly getting us out of the dream, maybe so they could talk in private?
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
And yep, we get a new artwork now that, we are now the prince.
Okay, all our preparations are just about set. Now that this is actually happening, I've got some pre-show jitters.
All this royalty? It always felt they lived in a different world to the likes of me. Never figured I'd be walking alongside one myself.
So now we officially have two actually decent members of nobility in this party.
Tis proof that bloodline decides nothing. We are one people living in a shared world.
Looks like this is gonna be our last mission. Any final words you want to say?
We can't give up. Stand strong to the end.
Yeah, I would laugh if you had the option, if we die, we all die together.
Of course. No way we're losing here. I've got the fire in my eyes now.
About the new stuff you've felt and learned since becoming the prince. Can I ask you one more thing? Why is it that you want to be king? It's not about honor or power, is it?
I want to protect this country and its people.
'Tis the answer I hoped for. As your knight, I will ever serve you with all my soul and ability.
Well, I guess this means we're ready as we're gonna be.
So, from here, we are not able to return to the ancient Elden Sanctum. But the only missable thing in there is that gold beetle, which we have. So,
Let's move.
unfortunately, let's go back to the place where everyone hates us!
You see?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're still nowhere near out of the plot yet.
After having made so many sacrifices, the group has gained new powers and ascertained new truths. Their arch-enemy, Luis, already has one hand on the throne. Even so, they march ever forward, spirits rekindled by battle. They head to Grand Trad, for the fight is far from over.
That Elden boy is nowhere to be found. I suppose it's only a matter of time until Luis takes the throne.
Speaking of which, I don't see the general.
The voice of the pro-Luis faction became too overwhelming. He was ultimately forced out of his position.
And I doubt anybody cares.
Why is this happening? Even if the Sanctus Church's favor has collapsed, why is it that Luis alone is reaping the benefits?
Because, Luis politically outmaneuvered all of you because you're idiots.
The public mind is the same as it's always been. It's too difficult to find answers in themselves, so they follow those who provide. We've certainly relied on that ourselves.
Oh no, I never thought the leopards would eat my face.
It's always easier to follow than to have to make all the risks yourself. Now that we are out of ideas, what can we do?
Can you imagine Luis on the throne? Can you imagine what he'd do with us? We'd be the first on the chopping block. Do we hide? Run? Our ships are in port.
Is this really the time for idle chit-chat?
I like how Batlin's actually come into this room for the first time.
Who are you?
Just a passing wastrel. Thought I'd drop in for a word since I was in the area. You might have one way to survive.
Yeah, I think some wonder why that council weren't like boss fights or anything. Like Forden, I don't think that would have made sense. They're cowardly political schemers, not fighters.
Well then, let us depart.
Lord Luis, your pardon. We've encountered an unexpected snag. I killed the prince in the Elden village. I confirmed his death, yet it appears the boy candidate has merged with his corpse. It seems the prince is now resurrected.
He also has a really overpowered new archetype that has effectiveness against humans, which we rely on for our armies.
Resurrected?
Yes, and what's more, the boy candidate was the actual prince after all. Something about his soul having traveled independently, and then returning to his corporeal body.
I see. So his ideal form was spun from Magla. Whatever the case, this means the land's true prince has reawakened in his sanctum. How interesting. After these long years, my chase may finally come to an end. My nemesis awaits.
Lord Luis, what is it about that bastard that fascinates you? Yeah, I won't let it end like this. I have to do better. I need more power. I will show Lord Luis I am worthy of his gaze.
We'll soon be arriving above the royal capital.
Excellent. As planned, increase altitude and enter the royal palace in the sky.
Are you certain? We'll be heading directly to His Majesty, the former king, and...
Rest assured. That old fool is powerless to stop me now. Proceed.
Understood.
Let the final banquet begin.
Come on, any takers? Any bets for the other candidates? Remember, if Luis loses, a silver coin could turn into mountains of Reeve.
What are you trying to say? You think Count Luis is going to lose?
Oh no, of course not. I'm just saying.
I'll call that bet. All in on His Highness the Prince.
A sanctus bigwig gambling away his tides? This really is the end of the world. Didn't know his esteemed princeliness had any supporters left.
I mean, he's not really the prince, is he? Was actually a monster in disguise all along. Haven't you heard the news? The times we live in, I'll tell you.
I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point Luis controls the news, so I wouldn't really put much stock in it.
Must be tough, being an easy mark. It didn't take much for you to buy everything Luis was selling about the prince. The fireworks went off the moment he said, "Behold." Remember? You don't think there's any chance Luis orchestrated the entire thing?
Oi, churchman. You've seen Count Luis lie to us? You think he cast some big illusion?
An illusion, eh? What if I said it's a power more dangerous than that? Always struck me as odd. We all know Luis, the mighty human slayer, but how does he keep finding the things one after another?
Finally, someone's put these pieces together, and it wasn't even our party.
Seems a bit convenient, if you ask me. Like he knows in advance where these monsters will appear to cause havoc.
Easy to nitpick and gripe about him, isn't it, churchman? Maybe someone needs to shut you up.
All right. Let's keep things civil, eh? No sense becoming a monster yourself.
Oi! What's all this fuss about? Damn it! When Count Luis is king, you'll all be the first at the gallows. You'll die just like Forden.
Well, they're probably just as anxious as the rest of us. All that yelling and thrashing helps fight it off. Humans have been sighted near the capital, after all.
It's more than that. Pockets of society have resented the upper class for ages now, but this might be the spark that lights the kindling. Luis's respect for power is certainly cruel, but it's fair to an extent. Those of us pushing the status quo have always struggled to understand the appeal.
Even then, everyone's on edge. They'll jump at any excuse to argue and snarl at each other. Never seen it this bad. Not normal, I say.
Blind fanaticism and doom go hand in hand. If we don't find some common ground soon, it'll collapse beneath us. Luis left saying that he'd be waiting at the royal capital. Only one place he could be. All eyes are on his Skyrunner as it rises to the flying palace. What are we about to see?
Ah, the royal palace. It's been a while. Do you hear me, O king? Stubborn and deathless? This country is distorted. You and the other titled authorities decide who grows fat and who is devoured. The country knows no war only because our very core is built upon a system of societal predator and prey. It cannot be defied from within. That is peace, but not order. Hand over the royal scepter. The game is over. The country needs change, and I will provide it.
Thou impertinent faith breaker, hast thou no shame in preempting the day of judgment?
Do you presume yourself a god? Is that why you wrought your face in stone and took it to the heavens? You're nothing. Just an ordinary, broken old man.
How wouldst thou wield the king's magic? To what end?
To purify all that your kind have left to rot. You threw away your ideals, but I will never make that mistake.
Only the people's chosen may take the throne. The royal scepter and its resting place remain beyond you.
This royal scepter, the royal magic. Did you think that only generations of kings were aware of their secrets? Why someone can manipulate world-changing power by use of only a single scepter? Why only those supported by the people can use it? Listen well, O King. The truth behind the royal magic. Huh. So it's true. The country truly is putrid with sin. In other words, if I took hold of it now, then I would have the power to change the world itself.
How didst thou learn of this?
How?
Thou wert elder.
You were not always blind to this country's rot. When you visited our sanctum, I saw and knew the passion in your heart. And yet, what happened to our village? What happened to this country?
Oh.
You cannot stop me any longer. Nor can anyone else. Save one lone possibility.
Snatching victory from the maw of catastrophe, the party descends again on the royal capital, Grand Tran. But they are greeted only by ominous skies. Their return hardly counts as a triumph, considering how they departed. Anticipating conflict, the Gauntlet Runner comes to a quiet stop.
What the hell's wrong with the sky?
We have officially entered the endgame, the world's darkest hour. It's an interesting thing with metaphor in that, like, the story never becomes truly apocalyptic until the very end. It's a bit of a rarity for RPGs, but I like it. Also, one thing that I have to address here, the fact that, you know, Luis had fake Clamar horns the whole time and he was actually an elder. Yeah, when I first found that out, my reaction was, yeah, I'm not surprised at all. I wouldn't say it was, like, glaringly obvious, but I feel like narratively, he had to be an elder to be the perfect foil to the protagonist.
Isn't that... Oi! That monster boy's come back! Ah! That's why the sky's grown so hellish. The half-dead bastard returns with his head held high.
Ah yes, scapegoating people for problems they are definitely not responsible for if you think rationally.
A more aggressive welcome than I expected. Would any introductions help them to understand?
It's useless. Words are cheap. Still, we should walk with pride instead of trying to keep our heads down.
I mean, it's kind of no different to when we first got to this town and everyone hated us.
True enough.
His Royal Highness, the Prince, returns. Luis distorted his form through strange and terrible magics, but the curse is now dispelled. His true form has been restored.
Oi, if that's really His Highness, then tell us why in His Majesty in the sky stop all this bloodshed?
'Cause he's an imposter! Just like Count Louis said! You're not fool us again, beast!
Oi! Calm down. At least listen.
And you! Never thought I'd see one of the Magnus brothers standing against Count Luis, even the thick one. He took in a Paribus like you, and you spit on him, scum!
The thick one? Oh, those are fighting words. You're going down.
The only thing traitors deserve is a tight rope and a stiff beam. And you want us to support the prince?
Lady Juna, I can't believe this. I admired you. Why would you risk dying alongside some fake prince? I don't intend on dying with anyone. Besides, I'm still me, whoever I'm standing with.
Hey, you chief! Weren't you the wretch who got kicked out of the knighthood? Now you're with this pack of throne chasers. Shame. Shame! Mustari girl! You ungrateful pagan! Count Luis brought down the Sanctus Church for you!
How dare you strike out at him?
They're all traitors, I say!
What is all this? The truth of the prince hardly matters to them. Every one of them's only concerned with their own emotions, and nothing else.
We'll have your heads on pike soon enough. Leave! Get out of our royal capital!
If they're just monsters, we can deal with them ourselves. How about it?
This is bad. They really are out for our blood. Has everyone gone insane?
There's also 2 clones of that one particular Ishkir person in there, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other NPCs here are also cloned.
Oi! Over here! Don't bother with them! No talking this one out. You need to run! Now!
Hell, at least he's still on our side.
We weren't away from the city that long. What happened? Why are all the people so bloodthirsty now?
The prince turning into a monster before their eyes still lingers in their minds. After all, a monster entered into their society disguised as a person.
No, that's not...
I know, it's not true. But truth and how it appears to the citizens are different beasts. Moreover, humans have been sighted closer than ever before. The royal capital's populace is unused to danger, so they've become suspicious of each other. How fares your neighbor? Do you run in circles with monsters in disguise? Are questions on the tip of every tongue. Ever since Forden's death, Luis has everyone on a knife edge. He's erratic, and nobody knows how he'll react to those who defy him if push comes to shove.
So, at the core of it, people are scared witless, and they cling to Luis as a savior, rather than the devil he is.
You well know that Luis cares not one whit about social status, especially as a token of birthright. No amount of wealth or standing can buy his protection.
That is the thing, yeah. Luis's whole, talk of equality is more a sense of, like, you're all equally screwed.
So even those who may have opposed him at first now counsel that condemning him would be imprudent, as it puts their safety at risk.
And this is a moment that I actually really love, because this is yet another kind of deconstruction of the Shin Megami Tensei Chaos alignment that it rarely gets. It seems to offer this illusion of, oh, the people who rise to the top in this society, the people who deserve it, the truly strong, the truly talented. But actually, all threatening a world where the strong die and the weak perish does is encourage people to side with the strongest out of fear and cowardice. And that's the exact opposite of reaching the top of society through merit. In a way, it's kind of self-defeating to the entire ideology, but it is logically what would happen.
Then we're stuffed. He won't save anyone, and oh yeah, he can create humans, by the way.
Not just create humans, turn people into them.
Oh, that's all true then. I had my suspicions, but it's still a bit of a jolt. This all said, in my humble opinion, what we're seeing in the people now has been in the works for some time. Now, has the tournament for the throne truly ever been a fair contest? The Sanctus Church bent it to its whim, and I abetted that. To my shame. Before I met you people, I didn't have much to me but anger and quips. I'd rant and snipe and have my cynical little discourse, but I'd only looked to others for change.
So, in other words, you're one of those angry YouTube current affairs channels?
Now maybe that outlook's our real enemy. Blind fanaticism, like I had. Even if there's no malice to it, it's a dangerous thing. Hard to think clear when your mind's a muddy stream.
We've been told Magla is born from people's anxiety. Perhaps the proof is now before our eyes.
Kind of ironic. But we have to do something about it. If we don't, they'll never listen. We'll only ever be seen as an enemy.
I had the inn prepared. They won't let anyone in but you lot. Let's head there for now, shall we?
Once again, that inn becomes our base. It's funny how, depending on the context of the story, the Grand Trad theme can sound triumphant or it can sound threatening. And this time it's sounding threatening.
Alright. Let's go.
Let's just talk to Gallica again, but, memorandum. Melancholized red skies! Holy crimson skies of death, as Robin said in that one adaptation in Crisis on Infinite Earths. The riots and numerous outbreaks of humans have induced such anxiety in the people that their resulting magma has seeped into the atmosphere, causing the sky to enter a state of magical disarray. The turbulent weather exacerbates people's anxiety, which in turn causes inclement weather with an ominously coloured, overcast sky, hidden by unique magma-laden clouds that are distinct from typical bad weather. So that's something to worry about. Also, I believe that guy there may have been the previous guy who was running the gallows, and he was just starting to rethink his life. And yeah, people are now just lynching. And everyone is giving up. And we have a bunch of soldiers fighting with some peasants down here. We thought Grand Trad was bad before, but now it's got so much worse. Although, as Batlin said, this kind of thing has been brewing for a while. It's, sadly, yeah, there are... It's times like these when leaders like Luis rise to power, is when people just... There's just been so much resentment building up across society. Now, there is one voice clip here that I'm going to be intimately familiar with over the course of a while. It's not you, though. Also, hi, Fairy.
Excuse me?
Have you gone crazy like everyone else? No, you're one of the least crazy people here. Okay, that's good to know.
Smash it all to bits.
There it is! There's the smash it all to bits guy! We're gonna be very well acquainted with you. You're gonna be our bestest friend in the whole world for the next month. I'm not kidding. You'll see. You'll all see.
Everyone, I'm glad you made it back in one piece. Since you left, Luisa's following has only grown.
Yeah, the little triangles swirling around are all red now.
Have you changed? You're still the same person, aren't you?
Yeah, her hair's just different.
'Tis quite a story, but it deserves explaining. I only hope you can believe us.
So yeah, you've been BFFs with royalty this whole time.
Alright, wait a minute. Let me get this straight. I had thought all this business with declaring yourself the prince was a well-meaning bluff.
I mean, as far as we knew at the time it was, but we were accidentally impersonating ourselves.
But under the deception, you were, in fact, the actual prince. Is that right? Still, I mean, how do you get the whole country to believe your story? Is that even possible?
Probably not right now.
Frankly, I doubt it. We've just seen firsthand how far we'll get trying to talk the people down.
Then what will you do? If this goes on?
But you're still you, yes? You came to help everyone, just like you helped me before, right?
Yes, that's right. It'll all turn out fine.
Good.
I see. So, even if no one believes you, You're still determined to settle the score with Luis head on?
Even so, the gulf between us is wider than ever. The people have all but named him their champion. With so little time, a guileless appeal to the public may fall on deaf ears.
Hard luck for the honest knight. And not much room left for civil debate now that Luis is openly advocating killing his opposition. Well, that ship sailed when the king's magic faded. Anyway, if there is a key to turning the tide, first place I'd look is the castle in the sky. You saw how violent and volatile the city folk are now, but I don't think it's as simple as fearing Luis. I've been keeping an eye on the royal capital while you were off on your jaunt through the woods. Frankly, the change in public sentiment was too sudden, unnatural. It's as if they've been collectively drained of their sanity, and if I had to guess what's causing it...
You're implying it's Luis's doing? Or the eeriness in the sky? Is that because...
Don't know, but the change in the citizens is certainly odd. If something really is forcing it, that means we might still have a chance to fix it.
On the other hand, it may well be bait for a trap.
There's gotta be something up there.
Then it's settled. Head to the royal palace and put a stop to whatever Luis is cooking up. With that Skyrunner, you're the only ones who can. And we'll fight in the ways we can too. We'll make sure the whole kingdom hears that the real prince is back after all the strife he's been through.
Indeed. If you can make things better, you might just inspire everyone to remember their own hopes and dreams. Maria's been terribly patient, waiting for you and believing in you. It'd be nice to see her smile again.
Right.
I'll always believe in you. We'll all do our best, so you can be a good king.
Indeed. If we win, I suppose you really will be king.
We're counting on you, oh king.
'Tis too late today for a grand charge, I fear. Let us take a night's rest, and on the morrow, we make for the castle.
Or several morrows from now. Because reasons.
What's a pick?
So yeah, hi everyone. Weird angle of the Hush Honeybee in here. Oh yeah, you'll get the same dialogue from her regardless of if you've maxed her bond or not, but it kind of makes sense to have it maxed by now. Yes, optimism in here. I guess with fairies being very attuned to, like, magic, it would probably be really, really unpleasant to be living in the streets of Grand Trad right now. Yeah, so if you check the popularity ranking now, one who hath lost everything. Yeah, that sums it up. But we can still turn things around. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking of, like, we just lost a political debate in the most epic way imaginable, but it wasn't really our fault. I mean, our opponent transformed us into a monster in the middle of the debate, so no wonder we lost the support of everyone. Also, hi, Yufa. Oh, there's a chicken in there. And yes, we have the people on our side, and you, ship. Okay, but also, yeah, look at the, pictures here. The drawings that we gave to Maria. This oh, actually, no, I'm pretty sure there is still one more. Someday we will take Maria to all of them. So, let's turn in for the evening. I wonder what Hulkenberg going through, just the fact that, like, the person that she was protecting was actually the prince the whole time.
Come on.
Yeah, things do turn quickly. The people are afraid of the wrong person. Yeah, that definitely sums it up.
Good night.
The day of the hero draws near. which shall see the crowning of a new king. 31 days remain.
Wait, 31? Okay, it's time to talk about this, the final arc of the game.
To all the people who dwell in this land,
this voice?
soon naught but 1 month will remain. On the dawn of the day of the hero, the one who has inspired the greatest faith of the people shalt inherit the kingdom. I bid thee forget not these words.
Wasn't expecting to wake up to such a spectacle, but I suppose that confirms it. This is where it ends.
Luis has already fortified himself behind the palace walls. Good thing we've got a Skyrunner, or it'd already be over for us.
Or perhaps it is us he has been waiting for all this time.
However disturbing the world looks now, 'tis only a prelude to the deadland Luis strives for.
Sky looks proper hellish already. And with all the humans out there, it's no wonder everyone's losing their grip.
Well, he wanted a fair world where strength decides everything. Funny how that's indistinguishable from absolute chaos.
Yeah, they're making the parallels pretty clear there.
But it's Luis who has the most support right now. And that wasn't born of deception. He broke the nation's order, and everyone knows it.
True enough. That's what got Ardell and I dreaming to begin with. Figured a world where the poor and weak get trampled on was a world worth breaking. Come to think of it, what do we all stand for, really?
Maybe hope.
A little broad, don't you think? I don't really know what everyone's talking about, but everyone who's seen you and your friends say you're amazing. You make them really, really happy. Because, you know, you've got all the tribes in your team. Everyone's different, but you keep working together and doing great. You're so cool.
A fair point. You're quite right, Maria. It is a hard thing to word, so forgive my fumbling. But perhaps it is a matter of standing for something Luis does not believe exists. We must prove that it does.
If you keep on believing in what you want, and you keep on working hard for it, it will come true.
That's right, love. I can think of plenty of people who would be much happier if they took a page from your book.
Maybe Maria should write the next fantasy novel.
I see now. This is surely the essence of true magic.
Best of luck, Your Highness. After all those speeches about taking the throne, it'll be awfully irresponsible to go dying on us now.
Especially if it's some random monster in a random dungeon.
Right, thank you. Well, we'd best keep an eye on the calendar. The king's deadline was the dawn of the day of the hero, so we've got until the day before. And that won't be the end of things either. Even if people come to their senses, it would amount to nothing if Luis sits upon the throne. Personally, I think we should prioritize our main objective here. I'm sure we'd get it done, but we have to make sure we have at least one day to spare before the day of the hero.
We've got a few days left, so it's up to you how we spend them. When we set off, let's do it with no regrets.
We've got a few days left, huh? A few days left?